Hey, yo, what's up, everybody? Welcome into the Den. I am Rob. Appreciate you coming over here to hang out. Today, we're going to be talking about the film Bugonia, spoiler free, of course. Now, this movie stars Emma Stone and Jesse Plemons. Film is rated R for bloody, violent content, grisly images, and language. Film runs in at 1 hour, 58 minutes, shade under 2 hours there, and is classified as a mystery, thriller, comedy, sci-fi film. Film is directed by, I'm going to mess this up, of course, Yorgos Lanthimos, is I believe how you pronounce that. Now, this is a continued collaboration with Emma Stone and Yorgos, as they've done multiple movies together, probably most famously known for doing Poor Things together, which brought them award buzz and landed Emma Stone another Best Actress award for her performance in Poor Things. But they've worked together in other films, as well as Jesse Plemons last year, 2024. They did the film Kinds of Kindness together. So, got at least a collaborative continuation with at least the three people here in this film and all that stuff. So the basic idea of this movie is Jesse Plemons' character, conspiracy obsessed person, like he's been online watching all these kinds of videos, reading up on all this stuff. He thinks that the world is being overtaken by aliens, and that aliens are just planning to destroy Earth, and have slowly started doing that by taking away wages and fare and healthcare and all those things away from them throughout the film. So he has convinced his cousin to work with him to kidnap one of these aliens, and basically interrogate them and lead them to taking them to the main alien emperor so they can have a meeting with that character and get them to not destroy the earth and all that stuff and fix these things and all that, right? So, talking very vaguely because I don't want to spoil anything about this movie and all that stuff, but that is the basic concept of this movie. Emma Stone's character she is playing this high power CEO character, so she's not just some random citizen. She is a high powered person in the world, so that's another reason why they've seen her on TV. He's done all of his conspiracy stuff. He thinks that she's an alien, so they're gonna go after her and all that nonsense, right? So that's the basic idea of what this movie is without spoiling anything. Um, Now, I mentioned Poor Things earlier. This movie is not nearly as insane as Poor Things is, or over the top, or stylistically, artistically, um, vibrantly crazy that Poor Things is. If you've seen Poor Things, I think you know what I'm talking about. Like that movie had a lot of stuff going on with it. I remember seeing that movie in theaters. Like this is a weird movie. This is a weird movie. This one, um, this one, Bugonia, is not necessarily as weird as that movie. Maybe you'll get some like this is a little weird kind of vibes with it a little bit, but nothing to that level by any means whatsoever. This is a little more grounded, even though this is obviously a conspiracy theory involved here and just crazy thoughts of aliens taking over and this person's secretly an alien planning to destroy us all and all that stuff. It's not an insanely insane concept or anything like that. It is a little more grounded even with that being part of it. um, but it is an interesting story, an interesting vibe. I think obviously a lot of people believe in aliens and all that stuff. There's all kinds of conspiracies about aliens. There's TV shows about aliens, like Ancient Aliens and all that stuff. So there's all kinds of stuff like that. So doing a movie like this, not unheard of, not even I'm sure there's other movies like this I'm probably blanking on, but um, seeing this movie, like I was gonna say, I love Emma Stone. Been a fan of hers since Superbad. She's easily become one of my favorite actresses. Anytime she's in a movie, I do my best to see it. And anytime Jesse Plemons comes up, like he's a really good actor as well. So when I see him in a film, like cool, if the movie's gonna have anything, at least it's gonna have really good acting in it because he's good. And seeing those two in a movie opposite of each other playing the characters, because remember he's conspiracy guy, she's high power CEO that he thinks is an alien. So those two are going to be in this interrogation area where it's taking place in his house, right? His farmhouse. Um, he's a beekeeper and all that stuff. So it's taking place in his house and all that, and his cousin's there and all that. But his cousin's doesn't not really much involved in anything. He's just the second to help. He's the second hand. He's the hand to his character and all that stuff to help him in these things. And not the brightest character, but that kind of seems like on purpose. Seems like Jesse Plemons' character, as you go through the movie, is not the best of acting people and all that stuff. Is kind of just leading his cousin on and all that stuff. Not really helpful towards him all that much. Kind of helpful, not really helping him in a lot of ways. Not letting him have his say and all that stuff. And so he's there, but mostly it's just Jesse Plemons and Emma Stone going back and forth between their two characters, playing off of each other and battling against each other's in a battle of wits and all that stuff. With him giving his points and her fighting her points back and all that stuff. Good freaking acting, obviously amazing acting. Those are two of the best of this generation, and seeing those two play off of each other is easily one of the best parts of this movie. because it's so good, and you're in this in area, and you're like, you're at least listening to him and hearing what he's saying. You're waiting to see how she responds and all that stuff, and the way she's acting, and Emma's brilliant performances and all that stuff. You're like, is she or is she not? Is she human? Is she alien? Which way are we going here? And all that stuff. Like, she's playing it off very well, and all those characters and all that stuff. So she's doing a very well job. And obviously, I'm not going to spoil anything that happens with anything being discovered of what is or isn't, or is she or isn't. I'm not going to spoil that for you. Go see the movie. But she does a great job of playing it off in the way of everything. And, obviously the thriller aspect and the harrowing aspect of, obviously, she's been kidnapped, right? And she's this kidnapped person being held in a basement of a farmhouse, and just the thriller of things going on there. Are they right? Are they wrong? Or are they going to be able to get it? How she going to respond to this? Can she get out of this? What's going to happen there? So they do that very well with the thriller and mystery aspect of it. It is classified as a comedy. I would not call this movie a comedy by any means. There are moments where you'll probably get like a snicker or a ha ha, but not like full thrown comedy by any means whatsoever with this movie. Um, and I think they did a really good job with this movie. Like, I had a great time watching this movie. This is one of those films where, I like seeing in theaters just because it's different. Most of the time, mostly people just go to theaters to see like action films or like big known name films and all that stuff. And for me, I like to go see whatever interests me in theaters. I'm going to go see it. And this movie definitely looks very interesting. And I'm glad I went to go see this movie because it's going to be easily one of my favorite films of the year. Just because, again, famous, fantastic acting, good, really good, compelling story between everything, with trying to figure out how this all works out and how where it all goes. I love what they did. I love how they landed it. I love what they did throughout the whole film. Like, easily, again, one of my favorite movies of the year. I like it more than Poor Things, for sure. And I think, I can't wait to see what else they're going to do together. It seems like they like to work with each other. But they nailed that thriller aspect and mystery aspect very well. And here, the comedy, there's some bits of comedy, but more like awkward comedy. Nothing really, extremely ha by any means. I did say it gets bloody, violent content in this film. Yes, there is some bloody violence that goes on in this movie for sure. So be warned of that. There is some gore in the film and all that. But overall, man, for me, like, very entertaining, very well done. Kept me like, there's multiple times where, what you want with a mystery thriller film, where I was in theaters, I'm like, I sit up like that on the edge of my seat. I'm like, where are we going? What are we doing? Oh, this is interesting. Let's see how this works out, and all that stuff. Like, that's what you want from a mystery thriller film, and it's exactly what this movie does and lands very well as far as I'm concerned, man. So that is my spoiler-free take on the film Begonia. Hopefully you will see it as well. It is worth your time and worth your watching. I don't know awards-wise if it's nominated or will be up for any nominations, but again, Emma Stone and Jesse Plemons are definitely two very, very, very talented performers, and I can't wait to see more stuff with them. Obviously, again, I mentioned earlier, Emma Stone's easily one of my favorite actresses. But yeah, Begonia is easily probably going to be one of my favorite films of the year. We'll see as far as ranking goes. I plan to do a ranking episode later. Maybe I'll have some friends join me on. We'll see what happens. But such a good movie, man. I'm glad I went to go see that and had a really solid time with this movie. Like, I liked what they did. It was a good time, mystery, thriller film, man. So definitely worth your time. Go see Begonia in theaters while you can, or definitely see it in general. It's worth watching for sure, man. So that is my quick thoughts on spoiler-free Begonia film, man. If you saw it, let me know what you thought in the comments. But that's gonna do it for this visit to the den, man. Appreciate you coming over here to hang out. Just like to remind you, you matter. You're capable of incredible, incredible things. Trust yourself, believe in yourself, follow those goals, man, and they'll happen for you. Appreciate you hanging out with me. We'll be back with more entertainment in the den.